Hey, what's up everyone? This is going to be a guide on how to use Killer Frost. I'm wanting to make this guide and many more character guides because Combo Breaker 2026 is actually having an Injustice 1 tournament. A lot of characters during the 2 years of Injustice 1's prime went unexplored, so there's a lot of tech I found over the years after the game had already died. So with that being said, let's get started. Starting with her movement, her walk speeds are okay, her forward dash is decent, and her back dash is pretty good. She has good aerial dashes and she has decent jump speed. So her dashes go pretty far and recover pretty fast, which is good. Some characters don't have this good of movement. And overall she's just able to move around pretty freely. Now onto her normals. Killer Frost stand 1 is 6 frame startup and her down 1 is 7 frame startup and is also +2 on block. Having a 6 frame stand 1 is really good, and she can also meterlessly launch off of it. And a common theme with Killer Frost is she's got pretty stubby reach. That's like one of her weaknesses, so she has to get pretty close to the opponent to get like her opening and her offense started. But when she gets going, she's really scary. Her stand 2 is a 9 frame mid starter, and it's -10 on block, so you have to confirm it into slide to make it safe. And she has a follow-up with 223, but it has like a whiffing issue on like smaller characters, and that's another thing with Injustice that they didn't always have polished up. And she has a low starter, is back 1, and it leads to a safe launcher, but again, like I said about the whiffing issues, this has a whiffing issue at certain distances on hit and on block. So you sometimes want to confirm into slide or commit to slide because that could whiff. But this is her unreactable low starter. She has a decent down 2. It doesn't have the best like priority. It's a little bit slower compared to other down 2s, and sometimes like the conversions are a little awkward. But I would say it's like a standard down 2, but not one of the best. Her forward 3, she's one of the few characters that have fast forward 3 at 19 frames, which is like borderline, like semi-reactable. So you won't land it 100% of the time, but it's possible they're still going to land it. And this is one of her key moves to opening people up. And she can also meter burn it to give it a hit of armor, but I feel like when you meter burn forward 3 or back 3, that flash that comes with it kind of gives away its animation a little bit, and you can kind of react to it a little bit easier. Her up 3, it's just a combo extending tool. It's a hard knockdown as well on hit, so you're going to be using this a lot in her combos. And it's also just one of the coolest looking moves that I think NRS has ever made, like animation wise, no pun intended. And this is a common, like a majority of the roster has a short throw range. And as you can see, after many micro steps, I was able to grab her. Now onto her special moves. She has some frozen daggers. It's a double hitting projectile. It's got pretty good travel speed, decent startup frames, pretty fast recovery frames, and does some decent block damage if it's blocked. Overall, just a really good projectile. Now her iceberg is a 16 frame tracking move that's -26 on block, so you can punish moves like Aquaman's from the deep, but from the deep can also punish iceberg. It can also launch meterlessly up close. If you meter burn iceberg, you can get certain follow-ups depending on where you're positioned. You can get a dash up slide conversion if you're about 8/10 screen away. Meter burn iceberg is also a good combo extender, like up close or in long combos with high gravity scaling. Killer Frost is one of the few characters that has a parry in this game. It starts up at 1 frame, and the way you can use this as a mix-up tool is by doing something safe, like slide, or your back 1 up 3 low string, and they try to take their turn back and counter, but then you can interrupt their counter with your parry and potentially launch them off of it. And this also removes the super armor that Lex can trait up, or Doomsday's hyper armor that he can trait up. The parry gets beat by lows and grabs, and there's also some special moves that ignore the parry, like Lex Charge, Vane's Raging Charge, stuff like that. Parry is also good for interrupting plus frames and also exploiting gaps. And I also forgot to mention, you can't special cancel into it. Now her slide, one of her most obnoxious best moves that she has, it's an unreactable low launcher that's -4 on block, has lots of range, and is also her wake-up attack. This move on block creates a mix-up scenario, like I said, with the parry, and you can also just try taking your turn back if their normal is too slow with your down 1, which you can then cancel the slide. And you can sometimes backdash just to try to disrespect their counter. And depending on how far their reach is with their counter, you may get caught backdashing, you may not. But it just creates a mind game of, oh, I need to do a really fast button to stop her from mashing down 1, but if I do a really fast button that's not a low, then I could get parried. Now, if she also has a command grab, this is one of her best mix-up tools. Her command grab isn't like a traditional command grab though, because it's on the slower side, so you can react to it, and you can't just like use it in neutral like you regularly would. So command grabs are unique in this game because in Injustice 1, there's no delay wake up, and you can't hold up or mash backdash on wake up to escape command grabs if there's a hard knockdown being enforced. So a meaty command grab will actually stop backdashes and holding up to escape. That doesn't happen in the current games. But as you can see my inputs, I can't backdash or jump out of these command grabs. If you do any hard knockdown that's plus enough on hit into an Oki command grab, you have to use a wake up attack to escape it. That's your only way to escape it. And it boils down to just a 50-50 at that point. And there's some characters that have multiple good wake ups. Meter Burn command grab allows you to go in for a jump in 50-50. To do the non-cross-up jump-in, you have to use jump 2, and to do the cross-up jump-in, you have to use jump 1, but put the slightest delay on it, because if you put a delay on it, it'll allow Killer Frost to like slightly move a little forward from her air dash, and then the jump 1 will just hit from behind the opponent. If you use Trait during the command grab meter burn, it'll just cause an auto block. Your opponent at that point is not in a combo state, and that's good for like 50-50 resets. These are some corner combos you can do. This is on the harder side, but it's a nice 41% meterless. There's simpler combos you can do though. And when you're doing your low starter or your overhead starter, up 3 kind of gets a little wonky and drops a lot in the corner. So this combo right here is a more consistent route you could do, so you don't have to deal with those up 3 routes dropping. So Killer Frost is one of the many characters that can down 1 interactable bounce, which is really nice because it's just a meterless launcher that combos off your down 1, and some down 1s are 6 frames in this game. She's also a gadget character, so she bounces off interactables or does the dive kicks off of them, but doesn't place a bomb, and it's unfortunately the worst kind of interactable user in this game. And her trait, it's nothing too crazy. It's just temporarily disables gravity scaling, and all you have to do to access it is charge it up. And usually you can fish for this during the meter burn freeze. So like you charge it up almost at max, you freeze somebody, and then you do trait, fully charge it, they get out of the hit stun, and then you fish for your overhead low 50-50. And if they end up blocking your 50-50, more likely like slide or your low string, because forward 3 has pushback on block, then you can try to parry them and freeze them and then go for your trait combo that's still active. And to end this video, Here's Killer Frost's super. It hits low and tracks in its 24 frame startup. It doesn't really matter that's a low, because when you see the freeze frame, you just gotta know to block low. And with it being 24 frame startup, it's hard to catch people with. It does have anti-air potential, but it doesn't reach that high, so it's kind of hard to anti-air with it, with how slow the move is and how short it is. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about how to use Killer Frost. I hope this guide was helpful. I didn't want to go over like every minute detail and go the most in-depth with this guide. I just wanted to be able to show somebody how to use Killer Frost if they wanted to learn how to use the character. And she was also a character that was used early on in the game's life, but then she got nerfed and then everybody stopped using her. So everything you're seeing in this video is stuff that I found out and that was just not used back when the game was in its prime. So Killer Frost kind of became one of my favorite characters after finding all this tech with her. So I'm glad to be able to share that with you guys. So yeah, please let me know what you guys think of the guide in the comments. And I'm going to show you guys some modern day footage of how Killer Frost gameplay would look like in 2026. And these sets are against Forever King, my brother. And if these setups land on Forever King, the almighty Forever King, then they're legit. So hope you guys enjoy the footage and let me know what you guys think.
Almost feel sorry for you.